Hey everyone, welcome! Today we're going to be like adventurers, like faith explorers. We're going to figure out what to do with all those big, giant questions we sometimes have about God. So, are you ready? Let's dive right in. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those questions about God that just feels huge? You know, maybe even a little scary to say out loud. Well, guess what? You are definitely not alone. Every great explorer runs into stuff they don't get right away, and that's totally okay. And that brings us to our very first stop on this adventure. And it's a big one. It is absolutely 100% okay to ask questions. In fact, you kind of have to ask questions. It's how the journey works. You know, sometimes people use a big word for this feeling, doubt. But don't let that word scare you. All it really means is that you have some questions, or you're just not totally sure about something. It's not a bad thing at all. Think of it like this. It's the X on a treasure map. It's the starting point for a brand new adventure. Seriously, having questions just means your brain is switched on and working. Now, it's true. The enemy, Satan, he loves to take our questions and try to twist them to make us feel confused or shaky. But God? No way. God is the one who gave you that amazing brain, and he wants you to use it to get to know him even better. So, okay, if we have questions, how do we find the answers? Well, just like any good detective or explorer, we need clues. And the awesome news is that God has left clues for us everywhere, especially in his word, the Bible. Let's check out how this works. Okay, so think about it like this. God gives us tons of evidence. He gives us clues, but he doesn't just hand us the answer key to the whole test. That would be boring, right? Our faith is built on all these amazing clues, the evidence, but not on having every single answer right now. Why? Because that leaves room for the most exciting part of the adventure, trust. And here's the cool thing. God gives us more than enough clues to find the right path. If you really truly want to know the truth, you'll find them. He's made sure of it. The trail is marked for anyone who's actually looking for it. Okay, explorers, time to pull out our compasses again because we are heading into some really exciting territory. We're talking about the biggest, most amazing mysteries in the whole Bible. This is the fun part. So here's the thought. Could a tiny little ant ever understand how a giant skyscraper was built? Nope, not a chance. Its little ant brain is just too small. Well, we're kind of like that ant, and God is like the skyscraper, but even bigger. Our minds have limits. They're what you call finite. But God, he has no limits. He's infinite. So it totally makes sense that there are some things about him that are just too huge for our brains to wrap around completely. And these mysteries, they aren't problems we need to solve. They're awesome wonders we get to explore. I mean, think about it. How did sin even start? How could Jesus be 100% God and 100% human at the same time? And the resurrection, coming back to life. Whoa! These aren't mistakes in the Bible. They're like giant neon signs pointing to just how powerful and amazing God really is. You know, the Apostle Paul was totally blown away by this stuff. He wrote, "Oh, the depth of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." That's just a fancy way of saying, wow, God's brain is so big and his plans are so cool. It's like a treasure chest that goes on forever and ever. We'll never run out of amazing things to discover. So get this. The next time you bump into a mystery in the Bible, don't get discouraged. Get excited. Because that mystery is actually proof. It's proof that the Bible didn't just come from some person. It came from God. I mean, if we could understand everything in it super easily, well, then God wouldn't be all that big and amazing, would he? Okay, so no good explorer would ever go on an adventure without their gear, right? You need your map, your compass. Well, God has given every single one of us our very own Faith Explorers kit. It's got everything we need to handle these questions. So let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, inside your kit, you've got 3 main tools. Tool number 1, a humble heart. That just means being ready to learn, kind of like a little kid who knows they don't have all the answers. Tool number 2, an open Bible. This is your map. Keep looking in it for God's clues. And tool number 3, a prayer for help. You've got to ask the Holy Spirit to be your guide. I mean, he helped write the map, so he's the best guide you could possibly ask for. Now, every explorer's kit has a little warning label, and here's ours. You got to watch out for things that can mess up your compass. Things like pride, thinking you already know everything, or just wanting to do things your own way instead of God's way. That stuff can make it really hard to see the simple truths that are right there on the map. But check this out.
Here is an amazing promise straight from Jesus. He basically said that if you just focus on doing the stuff you do understand, the clear things like being kind, telling the truth, loving others, then God will help you understand the stuff you're still confused about. So doing the right thing actually helps you learn the right thing. How cool is that?
All right, we're getting near the end of our time today, but this brings us to what might be the absolute best part of being a faith explorer. The adventure of getting to know God never, ever ends.
Seriously, you will never run out of new things to discover. The more you grow and the more you explore the Bible, the bigger your map gets. You'll start seeing things in a whole new light, and it just keeps getting more and more beautiful. It's a journey that lasts your whole life.
The Apostle Paul put it this way. Right now, it's kind of like we're looking through a foggy window. We can see some stuff, but it's not perfectly clear. But one day, we're going to see God face to face. And in that moment, poof, the fog will be gone. Every puzzle piece will click into place. All the mysteries will make perfect sense, and we'll finally see the whole beautiful picture of God's incredible plan.
So, what's the takeaway from all this? Don't ever be afraid of your big questions. They aren't signs of weakness. They're the start of your next great adventure. So grab that explorer's kit, trust your guide, and take a step forward. The only real question left is, what new part of God's amazing world are you going to explore today? The adventure is out there, waiting for you.